Hello everyone, welcome to Spark Study. In this video, we will study about the time domain analysis or the time domain analysis of control system. Okay, what is analysis? That means to predict something. We will analyze this is going to happen or this will not go to happen. That is called my analysis. This is not practically approach. So before something happen in real life, we will analyze what will the effect and how to eradicate that. That is why we will do the analysis. Here, from the previous classes, I always told about the transfer function and the stability. These two words more important in control systems. In control system, we control the system to get stable. Okay, that is the control system. Only one line I can say. In control system, we control the system or the instrument or the machine to be get stable. What does that mean? If normal working happening, suddenly there is a disturbance happening and the device output shifted to some other position, and how I can control the output, do not move to infinite, I can keep the output in a constant level. That is my stability of the control system. Okay. So here we have found out the transfer function. Transfer function is called, transfer function can be written T of S or simple TF. Okay. What is transfer function? I repeat, transfer function is nothing but the Laplace transfer of output to the Laplace transfer of input. Here Laplace means frequency domain. Okay. What is, we have a small relation between time and frequency, that is time is reciprocal of frequency. Okay, that means whatever we can deal with the frequency, that can also be deal with the time. Okay, so once we found out the transfer function, we have two different approaches to solve or analyze. One is time domain approach and one is frequency domain approach. And generally frequency domain approach more deals with the Laplace transform, which actually is very easy to solve. Okay, so if the system is really easy things, then we go for time domain, and if it is difficult or complex thing, then you can go for the frequency domain analysis, and that I am going to teach you the further section. So here I need to find out time domain analysis of control system. Okay, that means what is the effect of output when my time changes? That I want to say. Okay. So in time domain, I have two more things. That is, one is called transient state. Transient state, and second one is my steady state. So this thing you have must be seen in network theory or circuit theory chapter. What is transient? What is steady state? Transient means sudden happening. That is called transient. What is steady state? After time tends to infinite, a very long time, the effect is called steady state. Okay. Let me say I have a system where I have given an input a step signal. I is supposed to get output of step signal. Okay, that means this is the amplifier. Okay, let me this is the amplifier. I am given a step of 0 to 5 volt, and this is, let's say 2, amplifier is amplifying 2. So I is supposed to get 0 to 10 volt. Let's say it is in volt. Okay, nothing difficult, not rocket science. I am giving a step signal which is it is graph. Okay, it is vary from 0 suddenly go to 5 volt, and this is divided by amplifier which multiplied 2. That means when 0 is going through it, then I am getting the output as 0 only, and when I give the input 5, I am getting an output of 5 into 2, nothing but 10 volt. Okay, this is my usual thing happen. That means when time tends to infinite, it's a time axis. But what we usually get, the output never becomes like this. because some electrical and electronic components are there in amplifier which create a delay. Okay, that is the approach of electrical circuit. Obviously, when something is passes to something and that can be do some work, so it will consume some energy and it creates some delay, time delay. It takes some time to do the work. Na? So what we actually get, instead of getting this kind of wave, let's say here T is T naught and here T is T naught. Okay, so when 0 is approaching, so it remains 0, and when T is equal to T naught, that means when shifted to 0 to 5 volt, this should go to 10 volt, because but this will go to 10 volt after a small interval and then remain steady state of 10 volt. Okay, this is my T1. Okay, clear? So instead of suddenly going to T1, instead of suddenly going to 10 volt range, the voltage actually shifted here with different path. That is why I can say this is a small change, unwanted change. I do not want this change. I made this thing. So the small change is nothing but the transient. And after that, what I get, this is my steady state. Clear this much? Yes. So with this, I have in my some test signal video. You can see the test signal. I have given 4 test signal. That is step signal, ramp signal, parabolic signal, and more importantly, one impulse signal. Let me revive this thing. What is test signal? The signal actually given to the control system to see the and to check the output behavior. Okay, test signal. Here in the test signal, what do we study? We have studied one thing, step signal. Second thing will be, what is that? Parabolic. And third one, what is the step? Parabolic. Third one, ramp signal. This actually comes in second. 1, 2, 3, and in 0 I am getting what? Impulse. So this is not in order. You order this 0 first impulse, then step signal, then ramp signal, then parabolic signal. That means, let me write like this. This is my S, this is my P, this is R, and this is I. Okay. If I show this thing 0 suddenly on pulse, then again remain to 0. That means this is not very wide. This is very small wide and very high amplitude. That means when the time reaches to 0, I will get some output. When time is not equal to 0 and 0.002 second also, then output becomes 0. Suddenly very fine pulse. That is called impulse. Okay. Can you guess? At t is equal to 0, I am getting impulse. Let's say at t is equal to t1, I am getting another pulse. At t is equal to t2, I am getting another pulse. Then t4, I am getting another pulse. Likewise, if I integrate all the impulse signal, I can reach with a step signal. Yes or no? So I can write integration of impulse is equal to step. Yes? Okay. I repeat again. If I have a step signal, okay, I have a step signal here. Sorry. What is step signal? Step is like this. Okay. Then another step signal is starting from this start from T0. Another step signal is starting from, let's say, T1 of same amplitude. Then another starting from, let's say, T2 of same amplitude. So this is T1, T2, likewise. But when I integrate all the things, this should not come like this. This actually come here then on top of another, and then on top of another. If I take this peak and join together, I can get a ramp signal. Okay, that means I can say integration of state is my ramp. Clear? Yes or no? Similarly, integration of ramp, not f, integration of ramp is my parabola. Yes or no? Similarly, if I take derivative of parabola, I am getting state. Derivative of state, I am getting. So derivative of parabola is getting ramp. Derivative of ramp, I am getting state. Derivative of state, I am getting impulse. Okay, both the way the systems holds good. Okay, and here you can see if I draw like this, impulse, state, ramp, parabola. This can be drawn like this. This is my impulse, this is my state, this is ramp, and this is parabola. Okay, and this is my time axis. And it will be clear from this. At 0, I am having control here. I know what is before 0, what is after 0. In case of impulse, before 0 means 0. After 0 is also 0. In state, before 0, 0, after 0 some A. Okay, that means for these two, I know what is the behavior of input and what is the output. I mean, what is before 0, what is after 0. Okay, that means I can say this is B. I, B, O. That means input is bounded and output is bounded. So this is called bounded input and bounded output. But here in case of ramp, I know what is before 0. That is 0. In case of parabola, I also know what is before 0. That is also 0. But do you know what is after 0? It go to infinite, right? So I have no output bounded. Bounded is not, the signal is not output bounded. So I can say for these two, bounded input, unbounded output. BIQO. Bounded input, unbounded output. If I do not know, if I take these two signals input signal and I do not know what is after some time what is the output, then can I take this to a state signal? Can I take this? So to take this I should know what is my input. I should compensate the total thing about the input. Then I give to some system. Then if I analyze the output, I can understand what is the output. But if I don't know what is my input, I am giving something and can I predict the output? I will never predict the output. That is why these two are used for test signal. Okay. And as before 0 and after 0, I do not know anything. Before 0 is 0, after 0 is 0 for impulse. So this can given for study of sudden change. Okay. I am giving a change. Suddenly something happened. That can be given. That can be tested using impulse signal. That means impulse signal is used to test the transient analysis. Okay, this is for transient analysis. And as I know, after thousands of seconds or so state remain A size, then whatever the output will be, I know my test signal, the step signal will remain at A. So that means it is used to study the steady state characteristic. Okay. It does not mean that this state signal cannot study the transient. This can study both steady state plus transient. But usually we used to study steady state characteristics by state signal and transient characteristics by impulse signal. Clear? Okay. Remember this point, transient state depend upon type of system. Second thing, steady state depends upon order of system. You have known this order in your 12th class, but you don't know type, or some people know. Let me write another point. Third point, order can be get, or you can find the order can be found from transfer function CLTF, closed loop transfer function CLTF. What is that? G of s divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. This is my closed loop transfer function. Obviously, negative feedback. And one more thing, or can say, this can be extended like order can be found from the closed loop transfer function characteristic equation. Important, characteristic equation. And what is characteristic equation? Characteristic equation is nothing but if I equate denominator to 0, 1 plus gs into hs equals to 0, that is my characteristic equation. These 4 points are important. So first thing is nothing but the transient states depend upon the type of the system, steady state depends upon the order of the system, and order can be derived from the characteristic equation of CLTF, derived from characteristic equation of CLTF, and CLTF is nothing but g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s, and characteristic equation is nothing but if I equate denominator of CLTF to 0, I am getting the characteristic equation. These 4 things are very important. Okay. So what I have to find out 2 more things. What is type? What is order?